Paramatmane Namaha. Namaste devotees and Jai Sita Ram. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to our Sunday morning satsang this beautiful February 21st, 2021. At this time, devotees, before we commence with our service and with our prayers, I ask that you join together with me as we all sing this very beautiful bhajan. As we begin our Sundays, is when I welcome you to our Sunday morning service. स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो, भक्ति की स्वाति की धार, सुंदर सुमधुर गान हमारो, रंजन सब नर नार। ईश सगुण निर्गुण विनाशी, मात पिता रारुयार। ईश सगुण निर्गुण विनाशी, मात पिता रारुयार। तोर माई हम वास्ता सदाही, तोर माई हम वास्ता सदाही, डार हमें संसार। स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो, भक्ति की स्वाति की धार, सुंदर सुमधुर गान हमारो, रंजन सब नर नार। सनातन धर्म राम राम भावे, वेद प्रकाशनकार। सनातन धर्म राम राम भावे, वेद प्रकाशनकार। कन्न पखंड ओतल कावे, कन्न पखंड ओतल कावे, ज्ञान जगत उजियार। स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो, भक्ति की स्वाति की धार, सुंदर सुमधुर गान हमारो, रंजन सब नर नार। तीर्थ बाया मोदन गावे, पुण्य यहाँ पारिसार। तीर्थ भाया गोदल गावे, पुण्य यहाँ पारिसार। संगति संतन नीम चलावे, संगति संतन नीम चलावे, शोभन सब व्यवहार। स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो, भक्ति की स्वाति की धार, सुंदर सुमधुर गान हमारो, रंजन सब नर नार। रंजन सब नर नार, रंजन सब नर नार। At this time, devotees, ask that you all join together with me. Let us take a moment to all sit in a very relaxed and comfortable position. Go ahead and take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, relax your shoulders, unwrinkle your forehead. Go ahead and clasp your hands and close your eyes. Focus on that form of Bhagwan that is most pleasing to you, and join together with me as we chant our opening prayers. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Ishavasyam Niram Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tyaktena Bhunjita Magrudhakhasya Svidhanam Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvashavahe Harim Shanti 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 Hari Om. At this time, devotees, I ask that you join together with me as we commence enchanting the most powerful Gayatri Mantra. Om Magakshe Vardhe Devi Aksharim Brahmavadini Gayatri Jagat Matar Vishwayoni Namostute Om Bhuri Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Bharenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat Om Bhuri Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Bharenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat Om Bhuri Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Bharenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Prem Gayatri Mata Ki Jai. As we continue on with our prayers for today, devotees, we offer obediences to that remover and destroyer of all obstacles in our life. As we offer prayers to Lord Ganesh. Om Shri Ganapati Namaha. Om Yajananam Bhutanganadi Sevitam Kapita Jambu Palachara Hakshanam Umasutam Shoka Vinashakarakam Namami Vigneshwar Pada Pankajam Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakwati Samaprabha Nirviganam Kurme Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvana Om Raksha Raksha Ganadhaksha Rakshatre Lokya Rakshakar Bhaktanam Bhayam Karita Trata Bhava Bhavaranavar Om Shriman Mahaganadipataya Namah Prem Ganesh Bhagwan Ki Jai. At this time, devotees, I ask that you join together with me as we offer prayers to that Universal Mother and that Destroyer of all evils in our life. As we offer prayers to Adi Shakti Durga Mata. Kali Bhadra Kali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swadha Namostute Jai Tvam Devi Chamunde Jai Bhutharate Nihardini Jai Sarvagate Devi Kali Ratri Namostute Adevi Sarvabhuteshu Vishnu Maya Vishamdita Namastasya 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Samstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Samstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shraddha Rupena Samstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Samstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Tushti Rupena Samstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Daya Rupena Samstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matri Rupena Samstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namah. As we pray to Mother Durga devotees, we say, O Durga Mata, Thou art the Universal Mother, and we, your children, worship you in your many forms. O Ma, we see you as Buddhi, wisdom, Lakshmi, prosperity, Shakti, energy, Shraddha, faith, Shanti, peace, tushti, contentment, Daya, compassion, and Matri, the universal mother. And as we pray to you, Ma, we state Namastasye, 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 Namo Namah. We pray to you, Ma, we bow to thee again and again. Dehi Sambhagyam Arogyam, Dehi me Paramam Sukham, Rupam Dehi Jayam Dehi, Yasho Dehi Dvasho Jahi. Shiva Shakti Durga Mata ki Jai. Devotees, may we all join together as we offer prayers to the most influential beings in our life, the most influential beings in this universe, as we join together and offer prayers to the Navgraha Devata. Om Navgraha Devataya Namaha. Brahma Murari Balo Shashimu Suto Buddhascha Guruscha Shukraha Shanirahu Kitoa Sarvengraha Shanti Para Bhavantu Sarvengraha Shanti Para Bhavantu. As we continue to offer prayers to the 9 planets, the Navgraha Devata, we offer obediences to that being that sustains this universe in the form of the sun. We offer praise to Surya Narayan Bhagwan. Om Suryaya Namah, 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 Suryaya Namah. Adineva Namastubhyam Prasinha Mama Bhashkaram Devakara Namastubhyam Prabhakara Namostute Suryaya Namah, Suryaya Namah, Suryaya Namah, Suryaya Namah. Om Prem Samanam Devata ki Jai. Prem Sabro Surya Narayan Bhagavan ki Jai. Devotees, may we all join together as we offer prayers to that sustainer of all things dharmic, all things righteous in this universe, as we offer prayers to Lord Vishnu. Om Shantakaram Mujhagshayanam Hadmanabham Surisham Vishwadharam Gagane Sadrasham Meghavarnam Shubhagam Om Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogim Hiradhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavabhaya Haram Sarvaloke Ganatam Om Sashanka Chakram Sakirita Kundhalam Sapita Vastram Sarasiruhekshanam Sahara Vakshastal Shobikostu Bhashriyam Namami Vishnu Shirasa Chaturabhujam Namami Vishnu Shirasa Chaturabhujam. Om Prem Sabla Vishnu Bhagavan ki Jai. At this time, devotees, I ask that we all join together as we offer prayers to that universal Father, that universal Guru, as we offer prayers to that destroyer of all evils in our life and in this universe, as we offer prayers to Lord Shiva. Samsara Saram Bhujagendraharam Sara Santam Hirdayar Ravane Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami. Devotees, may we all join together as we chant Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Brahmamurari Surarchitalingam Nirmalabhasita Shobhitalingam Janamajadukha Vinashakalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Deva Muni Prarvarchitalingam Kamadaham Karunakamalingam Ravanadharpavinashanalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Sarvasubhandi Sulepidalingam Bodhi Vivardhana Karanalingam Siddhasura Suravannitalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Pranakamahamani Bhushitalingam Anipati Shobhitalingam Dhakshya Suyajna Vinashanalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Kumachandanalepidalingam Pankajahara Sushobhitalingam Sanchita Papa Vinashanalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Devaganarchita Sevitalingam Bhavarabhakti Virevachalingam Dinakara Kotipam Hakaralingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Ashtadalo Pariveshtitalingam Sarvasamudam Bhavakaranalingam Ashtadharindra Vinashitalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Suragura Suravara Pujitalingam Pramana Pushpa Sadarchitalingam Paramatma Paranakalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Om Nashtakam Niram Punyam Yahapati Shivasanhinhao Shivalokamavatmoti Shivena Sahamodati Om Namah Shivaya. As we continue on, devotees, we offer this next prayer for all who suffer from various illnesses, diseases, injuries, and ailments. We ask that they have a fast, speedy, and full recovery. We also offer prayer for those transitioning from this world to the next. May their passage be a smooth and tranquil. Om Drayambakam Yajamehi Subhantim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandanat Ritvurpukshioma Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityurmukshiyomamrutat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityurmukshiyomamrutat Om Gangadapate Namaha Om Kartikeya Namaha Om Nandishwaraya Namaha Om Vasuki Namaha Om Shri Samsadha Shivaya Namaha Prem se bolo Shiva Shankar Bhagwan ki Jai. Devotees, for those of us who have a guru, we offer a prayer for a guru. If not, then I ask you join together with me and take Lord Shiva in their mind as the universal guru. Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Prem se bolo Gurudev ki Jai. Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna 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 Sharanam Mama. Last week, devotees, we ended in chapter 11 and verse 40, in which Arjuna is telling Bhagavan Shri Krishna all of these things that he's feeling, the fear that he's feeling, the emotions that are going through his mind, everything that he noticed when he saw Bhagavan Shri Krishna. And last week we ended on verse 40, in which Arjuna states to Bhagavan Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Arjuna Uvacha Nama Purasthan Adha Prathathaste Namostute Sarvata Eva Sarva Ananta Vir Yamita Vikramastam Sarvam Samapnosi Tatamsi Sarva Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Arjuna states to Bhagavan Shri Krishna, Om Sarva Swarupa, O truth, O absolute almighty truth, my obedience to you from the front, behind, and all sides. Possessing infinite prowess and valor, you pervade the entire force. Therefore, you are everything, you are everything, you are everywhere, you are infinite. No matter what I do when I offer obediences to you, whether it be from my front, my sides, or my back, I offer them all to you. So Arjuna states that to Bhagavan Shri Krishna. And then afterwards, in verses 41 and 42, he says something very different, in a sense, as to how he's seen Bhagavan Shri Krishna before versus how he sees and understands him now. Arjuna states to Bhagavan Shri Krishna in verses 41 and 42, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Sakiti Matma Prasambham Yad Uktam He Krishna He Yadavai Sakiti Ajanatha Mahimanam Tavedam Maya Pramarat yena vapi yachchavaha sartam asaktosi viharasya yasanam bhujanisu ektum bhavyam akshudat taksamaksam tatsamevyam aham aprameyam Shri Krishna sharanam mama Shri Krishna sharanam mama Shri Krishna sharanam mama Shri Krishna sharanam mama. Arjuna states to Bhagwan Shri Krishna very specifically. He says, not knowing your glories, Bhagwan, and either because I was careless or affectionately considering you as my friend, I have rashly addressed you, Hey Krishna, Hey Yadava, Hey Sakhi, Hey Achyuta. If in jesting I have shown you disrespect either along with you or in the presence of relatives while sporting, relaxing, sitting, or taking food, I humbly entreat you, O Arapameya, Lord of boundless glories, please forgive me. So what is happening here? Arjuna sees Bhagwan Shri Krishna truly for the first time. And he says, I considered you my friend. Affectionately, I considered you as my friend, but I feel like I was careless. I feel like this entire time I was treating you too much like a friend and not like the Lord, not like the Bhagwan that you are. And because of that, I need you to forgive me. I need you to forgive me. This brings about a different action, even though he's stating here that, he says he sees Bhagwan Shri Krishna as a Lord. It states about an action about how we're supposed to treat people. Within my heart and soul, within your heart and soul, within everybody, is something called Atma. Atma means your soul, and that soul is a spark of God. We should be treating everybody equally. You see it in movies all the time, where somebody walks up, they're wearing rags versus riches. I think there was an episode of The Nanny about this, from a long time ago, if you ever remember the show The Nanny, in which she treats this guy very well. He looks like he's a homeless guy, and she treats him very well, very kindly, gives him some food, brings him into the home, does all of this stuff, and then eventually, at the end of the episode, the house that she's working for, the gentleman is trying to impress some big banker to get some funds, I believe is what it is, some president of some corporation. Forgive me, I don't remember the exact details. And at the end, they found out that this homeless guy is actually the CEO and president of that big banking financial company. And so they get the loan because of how she treated him. So what is happening here is that Arjuna is kind of seeing Bhagwan Shri Krishna in a different light. He's seeing him in a different form. He's asking, I never actually saw you in this form. I never fathomed you in this form. Forgive me. Please forgive me. I was ignorant. Because I saw you as such a friend, I didn't treat you as the god you were. Please forgive me. He goes on to say in the next few verses, devotees, to Bhagwan Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Ditase Lokasya Chara Charasya Tum Asya Pujascha Guru Haniyan Natvat Samosya Abhyadikam Utono Lokatraibhya apratima brahmava tasmat pranama pranidhaya kayam prasadhaye tvam aham isam edyam piteva putrasya sakeva sakyu preyam preyayarhasi deva suram adrasta purabham risosmi dristva bhayenacha pravyati tamano me tar eva me Darsyadevarupam Prasidhanevasa Jaganivasa Kiritinam Gadinam Chakrahastam Ichchami Tvam Drastumaham Tattaiva Tena Verupena Chaturbhujena Sahasrabahu Bhaviswamurti Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Arjuna goes on to say further about what he's seen in Bhagwan Shri Krishna, what he knows about Bhagwan Shri Krishna, in compilation with his statement before, O possessor of unrivaled power, you are the Father, the most worshipable, the Guru, the most honored person in this entire world of moving and non-moving beings. No one in the three worlds is your equal, so who could possibly be greater than you? Thus I offer my prostrated obediences at your lotus feet, O adorable Parameswara. I entreat you to be gracious to me, O Deva. Just as a father forgives his son, a friend tolerates a friend, or a lover excuses his beloved, please forgive all of my offenses. O Deva, having seen this Viswarupa of yours, this truthful form of yours, which was never seen before, I am overjoyed. But my mind is also very much perturbed due to fear. O Devasa, God of gods, please again show me your four-handed form. O Jagannivasa, refuge of the entire universe, please be gracious to me. I long to see you in that Chaturabhujarupa, adorned with helmet, mace and disc. I, Sahasrabahu, thousand-armed one. O Viswamurti, universal form, please show me that four-armed form once again. So he's saying, there's nothing in this world that's greater than you. You are the greatest thing. Forgive me for how I've treated you, if I've treated you unjustly. Just like a father forgives his son, because we know that children will make mistakes and we forgive them and we help them out along the way. A friend tolerates a friend. Friends will make mistakes. We forgive them. We move along. Or a lover excuses his beloved. Our significant others will make mistakes. We'll make mistakes. We forgive each other. We move on. Please forgive all of my offenses. Don't hold that against me. He says that I have never seen you before in your true form, and I'm overjoyed, but I'm still fearful. Help me overcome my fear, Bhagwan. Help me overcome my fear by showing me your true form again. If you show me that true form again, show me that four-armed form once again, I think I will be at ease. And this brings about a very, very important lesson for us devotees. A lesson about fear. A lesson about overcoming fear. Fear is in our hearts all the time. We're scared of wasps, snakes, bees, bugs. We're scared of our dogs biting us. We're scared of our cats scratching us. We're scared of what's going to happen at work the next day because we forgot to do something. We're scared to drive. We're scared to put our foot out the door. But how do we overcome that fear? How do we overcome that fear? What Arjuna is showing us here is that even though he is terrified, he is so fearful of this true form of Bhagwan, this true form of Bhagwan Shri Krishna, he wants to see it again. He wants to experience it again. He's not running, tail between his legs, afraid of what's about to happen. With fear in his heart, at least. With the fear in his heart, he's facing this challenge again. Things in life to us are scary. Sometimes something bad happens in our life. It's very traumatic. But that shouldn't stop us from living our lives. That shouldn't stop us from moving forward. That shouldn't stop us from attaining our goals. If you've gotten into a car accident, yes, it's going to be very difficult to get back in that car and try to make certain turns, go specific routes. But an incident that's happened to you once will not necessarily happen over and over and over again. We learn from our mistakes. We learn from fear. The only way to overcome our fear is to face it. To take it on. Now, I'm not saying if you're afraid of cliff diving, go jump off a cliff with a bungee cord or a parachute or whatever you need to. Don't face it that way. But you can still take it piece by piece. What Arjuna is showing us here is that he's a great warrior. He's scared, but at the same time, in order to overcome his fear, he's approaching what he's afraid of. And whether it be something big or something small, he's taking it piece by piece. So he's not asking to see this huge form of Bhagwan Shri Krishna, this true form of Bhagwan Vishnu. He's not asking to see this millions of arms, heads, eyes, infinite being. He's asking to show me that Viswamurti, that universal form. Please show me that four-armed form once again. Something more compressed. He wants to see the true Bhagwan Shri Krishna. He wants to see the true Bhagwan Shri Krishna, but he's taking it a smaller piece at a time. So therefore, he's overcoming his fear by asking to see the same thing, or relatively the same thing, but in a smaller amount. A very important lesson for anybody who's experiencing fear in life. Overcome your fear. Take it bit by bit at a time, but overcome it. Don't let it hold you back. So at this point, he makes that request to Bhagwan Shri Krishna. Let me see that four-armed form of you once again. Please, let me overcome my fear. I apologize for any sort of disrespect I've shown you over the years, because I've never known and seen your true form. But please, allow me to see that true form once again. At this point, Bhagwan Shri Krishna is very happy with Arjuna. He takes a look at him, he smiles, and he states further, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, 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 Shri Krishna Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Prasananena Tavarjunedam Rupam Paramam Darsitam Atmayopat Tejum Mayam Visum Anantam Aryam Janmeta Vadanyena Natraspuram Navera Yajnabhyayanadhaner Nachakriya Bhirnata Pumbhirudre Evam Rupa Sakyaham Loke Drastum Tvadhanyena Pravera Mate Vyata Macha Vimudha Bhavo Tristva Rupam Horam Idam Mamadham Japithami Prita Mana Punastram Tad Eva Me Rupam Iram Prapasya Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. At this point, devotees, Bhagavan Shri Krishna looks at Arjuna. He says, "O Arjuna, because I am pleased with you, I am pleased with your emotions towards me, how open you are towards me, letting me know what was going on in your heart. I have shown you my resplendent, unlimited, and primeval universal form by my inconceivable Yogamaya Shakti. This form has never been seen by anyone other than you. O Kuru Pravira, great hero among the Kurus, no one but you in this mortal world is able to see my Viswarupa. This form cannot be seen by the study of the Vedas, nor through sacrifices, charity rituals, or severe penances. Do not fear or be deluded by seeing this terrible form of mine. Become fearless, and with a cheerful mind, behold once again my beautiful four-armed form to your complete satisfaction." So I'm very pleased with you, Arjuna, is what Bhagavan Shri Krishna says. I'm very pleased, because you told me about your emotions. You told me that you were scared. You told me that you were scared, but my form is not something you should be scared of. It's not something you should be scared of. Do not be feared or be deluded by seeing my form. Become fearless, and with a cheerful mind, behold, once again, my beautiful four-armed form. So we talked about this thing of overcoming your fear. And in overcoming your fear, you take it bit by bit. You take it piece by piece. So he's asking Bhagavan Shri Krishna a question. Bhagavan Shri Krishna is now going to comply and reward Arjuna the answer to his question. This brings about another important topic, devotees. Something that I know that we as humans fail to do a lot. And what is that thing that we fail to do a lot when it comes to understanding a situation, when we're scared of that situation? We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. If you have a problem with somebody else in your life, if you have an issue to resolve with someone, it's important to talk to them about it. Now keep in mind what I'm saying here. Talk to them about it, not talk at them about it. Talk to them, not at them. So Bhagavan Shri Krishna and Arjuna, remember, are having a conversation. Bhagavan Shri Krishna is talking to Arjuna, and Arjuna is talking to Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Neither one is talking at the other. Notice how an entire discourse, they're not interrupting each other, as far as we can tell. As far as Sanjay is telling this story to the great king, we cannot tell that they're interrupting each other, but what we do know is that they're talking to each other, they're having a conversation, letting one person finish their statement, and then responding back and letting them finish their statement, and it's a nice back and forth. So even though there was a fear here, Bhagavan Shri Krishna was being told by Arjuna how he felt, what his true feelings were, and Bhagavan Shri Krishna is consoling him and saying, don't be scared, never be scared. I am not someone or something you should be scared of. I am not. I want you to understand that what form you're about to see is great. It's wonderful. Don't be scared of it, Arjuna. So they're having a discourse. If you have a problem with somebody, your lack of communication with that person, I guarantee you, will just make things worse. It will just make things worse. Now, is there a time in which you're communicating with someone and things go awry and you need to stop the conversation? Of course. Yes, you will need to stop that conversation. But does that mean you stop talking to that person forever? Does that mean you let the situation go unresolved? Absolutely not. You take the time, you take a breath, you walk away, you come back, and you have a civilized conversation. So we're learning so many important things in this last part of chapter 11. If we're scared of something, overcome your fear by just going and trying and doing it again in a smaller amount. Increase the amount that you're going to do something until that fear is no longer there. Right? You never learn everything in one go. It takes some time. And then if you have an issue, if you're scared of something, if there's some turmoil in your mind, what do you do with the other party or the other being that you're trying to talk to, work with? You communicate to them very calmly, very smoothly. Situations get resolved so much through communication. Situations also escalate through communication, but I guarantee they get much worse if you just terminate that communication, you never let it happen again. So at this point, Arjuna makes that request. Let me see that forearm form once again. Please, Bhagwan. Please, Bhagwan. And Bhagwan says, yes, I will let you behold my beautiful forearm form once to your complete satisfaction. It goes on to say, Sanjaya states in this part of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, verse 50, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, 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 Shri Krishna Sanjaya Uvacha It Arjunam Vasudevasthatva Saukam Rupam Darsayam Asamhoya Aswasayam Asachibhitam Inam Bhutva Puna Saumya Puramahatma Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sanjaya says, having spoken this, the supremely compassionate son of Vasudeva again revealed his four-armed form, and then further consoled the frightened Arjuna by assuming his gentle two-armed form. It was at this point, devotees, after seeing the four-armed form and then the two-armed form, Arjuna responds to Bhagwan Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Arjuna Uvacha Trastvedam Manusam Rupam Dava Saumyam Janardana Idayani Masmi Samritta Sacheta Prakriti Gata Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. At this point, Sanjaya says that Bhagwan Shri Krishna showed Arjuna his true form again, this four-armed form. And then in order to console the frightened Arjuna, what does Bhagwan Shri Krishna do? He takes it down a notch and he assumes his gentle two-armed form. Bhagwan Shri Krishna has understood that there was a problem with Arjuna, that he was scared. And rather than just showing him something very intimidating and leaving it at that, he showed him that more intimidating form and reduced it to be something less intimidating, something that is more fathomable to Arjuna. He helped him out in this situation. He didn't let him stay frightened. He gave him the time to sit down, comprehend, and understand, to clear his mind and to become one with himself. That's what we as humans need to do for each other as well. If somebody needs to walk away from a situation, let them walk away. Let them cool down. Come back. Say, I apologize for how that conversation started, but I'd like to start again. And go back to talking about your point. It's very important that we do so. It's very important that we maintain civility. And at this point, when Arjuna sees this form, his heart calms. He looks at Bhagwan Shri Krishna and says, O Janardana, now my heart feels delight upon seeing this captivating, human-like form of yours, and I've returned to my normal condition. That's very apparent. If you look at verse 51 of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita and you look at how complex it is to read everything that's going on, Driste dhammanu samrupam Tava samyam janardhana Hidenim asmi samrita Sacheta prakritim gata. So much easier to read. If we looked at previous verses, and as an example, in verse 36, where he's talking about Shri Krishna, he's still scared of what he's seeing. Stane hrisike satawa prakritya jagat prathisyate anurjayata charam sasmi bidhani diso travanti sarvena masyanti cha siddha sangha. So many more words are coming out of Arjuna's mouth. So at this point he's very calm. He says, I'm very, very delighted to see this form of yours. My heart is calm. It is not so consumed with fear any further, Bhagavan Shri Krishna, and I have returned to my normal condition. I've returned to my normal condition. Again, important concepts here. I'm scared. Let me talk to you about it. You're scared? Let me help you out. Shows you a new form, smaller bits at a time. Fear is relinquished. When we read these verses, all we see is that discourse between Arjuna and Bhagavan Shri Krishna, but we don't see how it applies to our real life. Overcome your fears by taking them bit by bit at a time. Have conversations and talk to those other people who may help you overcome your fears. Take it bit by bit at a time. Keep open lines of communication. Keep calm lines of communication, and your issue will resolve. That is what we've just learned from those verses. Now, devotees, we're not done with chapter 11, because we're at the end here. Verses 52 through 55. Arjuna makes his statement to Bhagavan Shri Krishna and says, I'm so calm by seeing your true form now. But Bhagavan Shri Krishna has one thing that he needs Arjuna to know that is very important. And that's something that's very important to all of us as well. Something that we need to know about our own religion and how it comes to attaining Bhagavan. Bhagavan Shri Krishna, after hearing these words from Arjuna, states, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Bhagavan Uvacha Sudhuranharasam Nidam Rupam Dristavan Asyan Mama Deva Apnyasya Rupasya Nitam Dharsanakam Sina Naham Nirma Tapasa Danena Chedjaya Sakya Evam Vidodrastu Dristan Asimam Yatha Bhaktya Tva'anyaya Aham Evam Vido Arjuna Jnatum Drastum Chatatvena Pravestum Chaparam Tapa Matkarmakran Matprarmamu Madbhakta Sanghavarjita Nirveva Sarvabhutesu Yasamam Eti Pandava Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama 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 Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. It's at this point that Bhagavan Shri Krishna tells Arjuna, this human form of mine, O Arjuna, which you have seen, is rarely seen by others. Even the Devas are ever hankering to have darsana, to have true vision, sight of this form. It is not possible to see me in this form as you see me now, merely by studying the Vedas, practicing austerities, giving in charity, or performing sacrifices. O Parantapa, Arjuna, only by Ananya Bhakti, by that true loving devotion, can one actually know and see my eternal, beautiful human form and truly enter into association with me in my abode. O son of Pandu, one who works exclusively for me and considers me alone to be his supreme goal, who engages in the various limbs of bhakti, such as Shravanam and Kirtanam, while avoiding mundane attachments, and who remains free from enmity towards any living being, he alone attains me in my supremely beautiful Krishna form. So what Bhagavan Shri Krishna states here is that you can read all you want. You can pray all you want. You can give as much charity as you want. You can perform as many sacrifices as you want. But unless you have Ananya Bhakti, true devotion, while doing all of these things, it means nothing. Unless you have that true devotion, you will never be able to see my true form. You will never be able to attain my true form. He states further, if you engage in Bhakti, Shravanam, which is your prayers, Kirtanam, singing, avoid mundane attachments, remain free from enmity, anger, bad thoughts, anti-resolve towards any living being, then you alone will attain me, supremely, my beautiful Krishna form. Now I want you to remember, devotees, that when you're going to Mandir is a house of God, and it's a time where we can sit down and have Ananya Bhakti, where we can sit down and pray to Bhagwan, focus on Bhagwan. It's not necessarily time for us to be able to sing the song that we haven't gotten to sing the past week, or practice that music, or practice that specific dance that we've been working on. It's a time for us to sit down and worship Bhagwan and understand that we need to have Ananya Bhakti. We need to have true, pure-hearted, fulfilled devotion. If you're going to sing that song, Kirtanam, remain free from the mundane attachments. That mundane attachments are the emotions that you think you'll receive from other people, the praises you'll receive from other people, from those around you. Do what you have to do with devotion to Bhagwan. Don't worry about what the rest of the world says, how the rest of the world cares. You do it with full devotion in your heart. You show enmity. Remain free from enmity towards other living beings. From anger as well. Anger, hate, greed, lust, violence, jealousy. Remain free from all of those from other living beings. And in this way, you will attain me in my supreme, beautiful Krishna form. Remember that as you go on this week, devotees. If you have a fear, overcome your fear. If you have a conflict, resolve it with calm, constituted, very, very eloquent communication. And as you pray this week, offer everything you have to Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Offer everything that you can. Have no anger towards other people. Have that devotion in your heart. Remember who you're singing to and what you're singing for. Remember who you're praying to and what you're praying for. And in that light, devotees, you'll achieve Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Prem Samaro Krishna Chandra Bhagwan Ki Jai. Devotees, with this we've come to the end of chapter 11 of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and as of next week we will be moving into chapter 12. However, before we end our service for today, I ask that you all join together with me one last time as we've done so. And make sure you're sitting in a very relaxed and comfortable position. If you could, please, for me, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, straighten your spine, drop your shoulders, relax your forehead. Go ahead and clasp your hands and close your eyes. Remain relaxed. Focus on a form of Bhagwan that is most pleasing and comfortable to you. And join together with me as we chant these closing prayers. Om Sarvesham Swasti Bhavatu Sarvesham Shanti Bhavatu Sarvesham Puranam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Om Sarve Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschita Dukhabhag Bhavet Om Mantrahinam Kriyahinam Bhaktahinam Janardanam Yatya Pujitam Maya Deva Paripurnam Bharastu Me Papoham Papu Karma Papatma Papa Sambhava Trahimam Pundari Kaksham Sarva Papu Haru Hari Om Tvameva Matasta Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidyadaravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityuma Mritam Yamaya Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Gurura Brahma Gurura Vishnu Gurura Deva Maheshwara Gurura Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Om Shanti Rantariksha Shanti Prithvi Shanti Rapa Shanti Aushadhya Shanti Vanaspati Shanti Vishwadeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvegvam Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Sama Shanti Re Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. प्रेम से बोलो गणेश भगवान की जय, प्रेम से बोलो आदि शक्ति दुर्गा माता की जय, प्रेम से बोलो नवग्रह देवता की जय, प्रेम से बोलो विष्णु भगवान की जय, प्रेम से बोलो शिव शंकर भगवान की जय, प्रेम से बोलो शिव शक्ति मंदिर की जय, प्रेम से बोलो सनातन धर्म की जय. Devotees, with this, we've come to the end of our Sunday morning satsang, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here today with us live or watching in the future. I apologize for what I did just now. I was reading some announcements for our president. First and foremost, what we'd like to say is that we pray for all those who are affected by the winter weather, especially those in Texas. Very safe. I apologize. I need to say that right. We pray for your safety, for your health, and for your happiness, and hoping that the situation gets resolved, hopefully relatively quickly. I know that it's been hard. I've communicated with a lot of friends who still live over in Austin, over in Houston, and the fact that they haven't had water, that their bills are so high, that food is so hard to find, is very surreal to hear. So we are praying for all of you. We hope that things resolve and get better. If there's anything that you may need from myself, from our executive board, from our president, please don't hesitate to reach out to ask. We are always here. We always have a very open heart, open ears to listen. So we pray for you all. For those of you who have friends who live over on that side who are affected by this very terrible winter weather, please give them a call. Go ahead and check up on them. Make sure that you keep those lines of communication open. Keep those lines of communication open. Let everybody know that we are here for each other. On behalf of the executive board, we do want to thank everyone for their donations for their mandir. For the mandir, we do know that we've collected everything. Everything has been being tallied or has been tallied, and I believe the tax forms have either been sent out or are already sent out. If you haven't gotten a tax form yet, please give us a contact. Let us know. That way we can get you that so that you can claim that information on your taxes as needed. But we want to thank you all for your continued support, those continued donations, and everything that you've been providing to the mandir. Before we move on to the birthdays, devotees, I do want to talk about a few different things on our calendars that have been going on over the past couple of weeks, things that I have missed personally. Last week I failed to announce, and I forgot, and I apologize for this. On Tuesday, February 16th was known as Saraswati Jayanti. It's also known as Basant Panchami, or the planting of Holika. So I do want to thank our president and our, I guess, first lady, my mother and father, for go ahead and planting Holika for us. But that was on Tuesday, February 16th. That's going to be followed up with celebration as we move closer towards the end of the winter solstice and getting into spring, until we get into the burning of Holika, an actual holy ceremony itself, and that won't be until the end of March. Saturday, March 27th will be the burning of Holika, and Sunday, March 28th will be the Phagwa celebration. We don't actually have official celebrations planned at the mandir, but we'll keep you all updated as things go on, what maybe we doing, if we're burning Holika, if we're going to be doing that live or not. Most likely not, but we will be having a good service on Thursday, March 11th. Thursday, March 11th at 7 p.m. will be our Mahashivratri Puja. Again, that will also be held virtually. That will not be held live, so keep a lookout for our announcements from our secretary, and we will be hosting that onto our YouTube channel. Again, that is Thursday, March 11th, 2021. Devotees, I do want to mention to you that I would like to get things changed up a little bit here for our virtual services. I know it's been me doing a lot of the praying and a lot of the singing, but my ask of you all going forward is, if you'd like to sing a bhajan, if you'd like to offer some warm wishes, some prayers, or anything, if you could record yourself, just a vocal recording. If you want to do a video recording, you can do that as well. It's just going to be a little bit harder to send a video recording. If you want to do an audio recording of you singing a bhajan, you saying a few prayers, sending some well wishes out to members of our community, please, I ask that you go ahead and do so. Go ahead and email us at the email address. I got to find it right here, Shiv Shakti Mandir, Georgia, Shiv Shakti Mandir, GA@gmail.com. If you check the YouTube description down below, it will show you a little bit more about what that email address is if you need it. But if you have a song that you like to sing, please record it and send it along. If you have something you'd like to say to everybody, please record it and send it along. I do want you to keep in mind that I will be listening to these before we play them. And if there's something that is we feel highly inappropriate that may not be in there, I'll give you a call and I'll let you know. But go ahead and record that information, those songs, those well wishes, those speeches. Send them along, and I'd like to play them during our regular Sunday morning satsang. Finally, I want to end on birthdays. We only had one birthday this week, and that is to my nephew. It is my cousin's son. His name is Hemraj. He celebrated his birthday yesterday, and I've known Hemraj since he was born up until now, and now he could just sit on me and crush me. He's such a big guy. He's a very great young man. Always a pleasure to talk to, and I just want to wish you a very, very happy birthday, Hemraj. With that being said, devotees, I have no other announcements. Thank you again for being here with us today. You all have a safe, wonderful, happy, and healthy week, and we'll see you next week for our regular Sunday morning satsang. Jai Sita Ram.